a while, my sister got married and had a son. She was obsessed with the idea of showing my father his grandchild. So one beautiful day, we all went and we stood on the stone bluff. My sister wore the white dress she had worn in her wedding. She held her child up in her arms. Her husband held a parasol over them, and we called, "Father! Father! Father!" He never appeared. My sister cried and cried. We all clung to one another, and we cried too. After that, my sister and her husband moved far away. My brother went to live in the city. Everything changed. My mother got weaker and went to live with her sister. I remained here. I never thought of getting married. I felt that my father needed me. I knew he did, even though he never explained why he did what he did. I was overwhelmed with pain and grief. My heart tightened when I thought about my father all alone in his canoe. I felt guilty that he had none of the comforts that I had on shore. I was afraid that one day he would lose control and the canoe would capsize, or the tide would rise and the canoe would be swept downstream until he went over a waterfall and met his death in the turbulence below. If only I could do something for him, anything. That's when I had an idea. I was so excited I couldn't even wait until the next day. I thought I had gone crazy. But in my house, the word crazy was never spoken. No one was ever condemned as being crazy. No one is crazy. Either that or everyone is. So I went, and I stood on the bluff, and I took a white towel so he could see me better. And I called, "Father, you are getting old. You don't have to stay out there anymore. Come on back now. Come back. You've done all you possibly could. Let me sit in that canoe for you." I waited. And then I saw the canoe turn in my direction. He started toward me. I watched him come closer and closer. And then I saw my father. I saw his face. It was hardly human, all gnarled and ragged. I recoiled, trembling. I couldn't look at him. I turned and I ran. I ran and I ran as fast as I could. I didn't know where I was going to, but I had to get away from that place. I was afraid that he was coming after me, coming straight from hell. No one ever saw him again. It was as if he never existed. I suffered indescribable agony. I dread the end of my life here in the shallows of the world. How can I consider myself a man after such a failure? How? I know it's too late to change things now, but at least at the very end, when death has come to claim my body, let them put me in a miserable little canoe and set me adrift in this ever-flowing river. Let me float in this constantly moving waters, passing these endless riverbanks, just me, with the river below me, with the river behind me, the river ahead of me, only the river, always the river.